All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're looking at SPY and QQQ here. You guys can see that. This is going to be pretty straightforward. This is your neutral strategy. So from the newsletter, remember how we trade this neutral setup. What we're looking for here is that the box was neutral. Once it broke over, you're looking to go long and trim into these target ones and then pull those stops up and just kind of manage. Now, we said there'll be some volatility here this week with all the Fed heads talking and so forth. And I would expect it to continue to be the same. But I want to show you from a bigger picture, and I did go over that in the broad market analysis of why kind of, this bounce is working. A lot of traders will use catalysts and news to kind of help them feel better of the reasoning behind it. But remember, the market is built on supply and demand, and we can identify those supply and demand areas just by looking at a chart. We don't need to listen to news. We don't need to get wrapped up in a thesis that somebody's trying to sell you. Just technical trading is what it's all about. So again, QQQ, SPY moving out of the neutral. We hit targets one. The way that I want you to go ahead and think about this morning is pretty straightforward. Your resistance for the SPY is 368.98. Let's go ahead and raise that though just a little bit here. I think once we start to break out over that 369 area, we should make our way up into the next EMA. So if I zoom in here, you can see that EMA is right here, and roughly it's coming in at 370.49. Now we put on short-term call positions for the upside here. So for that butterfly, guys, that thing pays out big time if we could settle in here by tomorrow, but it should be up anyways because of where we are, and I'll show you that here in a few minutes. And then over here on QQQ, the way I want you to look at this is your support is 277.56 and your resistance at the moment is that EMA right here, and you can see that we've come up and tapped it a couple times. I think if we break over it, you can see that 279.80. So once again, just use the two numbers that we have. This is support and this is going to be resistance. This is resistance for now, and this is going to be your support. So 366.71 on SPY, 368.98 is resistance, and then the same thing over here on QQQ. I do believe that we're trying to make our way up here. Of course, there's going to be a lot of volatility here and there, but I do believe we're trying to make our way to the 4-hour supply zones. And when you look at it, you can see where technical traders could get really excited right into a supply zone. We don't want to be waiting there to get long. And in a lot of events, your retail traders, we're retail, right? But we do have an edge because we're looking for the right patterns to get in with institutions. But a lot of times, if you do not have a robust supply and demand strategy, you'll find that a lot of your friends, and you'll see out there on Twitter and so forth, they'll start getting long right before we start to run into supply zones. And down here, they tend to watch, okay? They tend to watch. And on days like today, what you'll hear is a lot of talk around, well, this isn't real. The volume isn't where it's supposed to be, yada, yada, yada. And everybody's trying to talk themselves into why, you know, they shouldn't be long. And we are just traders. So we're trying to be unbiased, okay? We're trying to be unbiased. So we're just trading technicals, right? We want to take advantage of the moves up. We don't want to complain when the market's moving up and vice versa, okay? So that's all that's going on here this morning. Let's go ahead and we are going to now concentrate on the ES futures. As I always tell you guys, this is my go-to. All right, so this is the way that I want to be trading my portfolio. Sideways, we want to be going small with wider stops. And then once we find demand and we start to trend, and here you can see we need to get out of this channel. If we start to trend to the upside, then I want to be net long in my portfolio, whether that's 5 positions or 10 positions and so forth, but I'll still have some short positions on. So the way that I came into this morning, and let me see if I can pull this up somewhere. Let's see, do we have, well, so I came in this morning long 2 days out on SPY, and then for Friday, I have puts, okay? I am net long on the SPY position though, meaning I have more SPY call positions than I do on the SPY put position, Okay. Now let's go back to the weekly. This is the same thing that I went over yesterday and over the weekend, but I want to cover it because there has been some changes. Notice that price did come into this pivot low. You could look at it and say it's close to a double bottom. We're pushing up from there. And once we go to the daily, this was your daily blueprint. All right. And so here you can see we have trigger long. Now we're already long from this area down here, but if we get that push over here, we should get a nice move to the upside here that could push towards 37.63 to 81. Okay, I'm not saying that has to happen today, but if we start to move and build a base above 37.29. Now, all rallies have been faded for the most part, but if you go back, we have had a couple weeks of rallies. It has happened. You can see we had a really nice strong rally here. All right, we had a really nice strong rally from here. So it is possible to start from this inside and out formation that we went over on Sunday. And that's what's happening here. Notice at the trigger long, we've kind of come very close to it and then pulled off. This is also like a double top, if you would, on a daily. And then you kind of have this double bottom going down here. So we're really stuck in a range. And I just showed you that on a smaller time frame. So we're stuck in a range here. We have the cloud here. We have divergence, meaning that the space between the cloud and the space between price is pretty wide. And when it's wide, what it does is create a nice playing field or nice trading range for bulls and bears. Bears, you just need to be a little bit more patient. So if, we'll be looking at the clouds and so forth, but the closer that we get, if we get up here, okay, then the closer we get up here, this is where you want to be thinking about that next cycle down. If we were to get there by today, which I don't forecast that, but if we were to get there by today, then this would be a really short rally, in my opinion, and would make a lot of sense for 2022, just because they're not very long. All right. Now, moving on across here, let's go ahead and get into the 4-hour. This one is very, very important to me. You can see that our support did hold from yesterday. We have this nice build down here. And what this is on the TTM squeeze, if you guys don't know, this is selling pressure. And this selling pressure is easing up. So it's going from a deep red to a yellow. And it's telling us there's higher lows here. And because there's higher lows, again, the selling pressure is easing off. What we'd really like to see from a bull perspective is that, this thing fire off and then we start to get those trendy blue levels here. See that blue there? And then we start to see that to the upside. Now, this is my forecast. The 4-hour is absolute my go-to for the first sign of a cycle change. Okay. So let me take that back. So the inside and up formation that we came into is my first sign that we could be creating that next cycle. The second sign that I want to see is that we can hold, and this is the same thing I'm telling my team this morning, is we have the lower end of the cloud and we have the higher end up here. Okay. In order for you to understand how the market moves and how these indicators move, you have to have some time in the seat. So as we move up, okay, this will come in, this will swoop in, this will swoop in, we'll reject there, we'll flag for a bit. This will come up to meet price. And as this cloud gets tighter and tighter, guess what? We're basically squeezing. Okay. You'll probably notice that we'll get a couple red dots up here, something like this. We'll squeeze, and then the bigger trade itself will push us above that cloud, or we'll get something ugly and it breaks down below that cloud again. Okay. So the trading style within the cloud for me going into today is, as long as the lower end of this cloud holds, I prefer to stay on the long side. So buying dips, paying attention to the advancers and so forth. Anybody have questions about that here at Trendy Trading? Any of you guys have questions? Do you not understand that? Anything that you have to ask about this specifically? If not, we'll go ahead and move on. So then we get into the 5-minute. Okay, you guys can see your daily edges are right here. All right, and last night I went ahead and showcased in the room your PMZ. Notice the differences. This is your regular trading hour PMZ, and this is your nighttime PMZ. See how it's got that color on it, right? I had to bring that into Trendy Trading because that kind of reminds me of night vision, right? See how it's got that yellow green tint? Well, the idea is exactly the same way. You look to go long over the PMZ. Your risk is the bottom here, folks. I can't make this up. Stops put in here. You see the result. This is absolutely beast mode from here. 73 all the way into the daily edge into 22. So, I mean, close to 50 points here or $2,500 per contract for a move up using this system that only asked you to have a 2.5 or not even that, a 2 point stop for 50 points, folks. Not bad at all. Okay. So, what is my plan for today? My plan is I'm already finished if we can hold here. All right. Meaning the idea is for me to trim positions and manage. But you know me, I'm going to stick around for like 60, 90 minutes, do some trading. And I want to go over the things that I'm looking for this morning. All right. So, we took HD, added to HD, and currently HD is sitting at 270 or about $4 to the upside. Okay. Now, yesterday, my key component that I wanted to make sure that I stayed in this trade or added was the trendy edge. Okay. The same thing I went over on Twitter. I did a video for you guys explaining why I like this position and so forth. This blue level here is a high time frame edge and or it's identifying demand right here on a higher time frame. As price comes into it, we notice that it is supported. Price pushed up very nicely here, all the way from 260 into 330. And the second time it's come down, it's bounced again. However, I can't be too greedy because typically the more you test levels, the weaker they get. So on this bounce, I want to be trimming this morning. Okay. Now, some of these stocks, keep my fingers crossed here. I think HD might be one of them. They take their damn time to open up the option chain. So that can be really, really frustrating. You can get an idea about where your option is going to be priced by simply calculating the delta times the amount of money that it's pushed up here. All right, so if it's a delta 40 and we've gone up $4, you do that math, 40 times 4, add about $5 or so, and that's about where we want to be. Now, I don't want to put in an ask before the market opens. I think that's just a recipe for disaster most of the time. So I'll wait, but just be aware that some of these names, for some reason, they take about 5 minutes, and it causes a little bit of panic, and people will usually get out very quickly and then be upset, but that's okay. I added in this position. If I end up getting a bad price, I'll just be patient on the rest of it, okay? So anyways, nice trade here on HD so far. And the weekly, again, is looking okay. The daily wasn't looking great yesterday. Matter of fact, it almost pushed up into our first target. I took that off of there. But you can see it came very close to coming into the cloud and then pulled back. And matter of fact, it got very close to the day or the weekly trendy edge and it pulled back. See this right here? This is an inside and down. And this is what happened here. Okay. Going over to the 4 hour, this is what we're looking at this morning. Looking a lot like SPY, it's inside the cloud. We like to see it hold there. There is the opportunity for short sellers to push this back down into the gap, and that goes for the same thing on SPY and Qs, but I'll be coaching you guys through that this morning, okay? So far as HD is concerned, I would like to trim on open, okay, and then keep the remaining position. We did buy time for a swing trade, okay? Next thing that I want to take a look at is going to be the dollar. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the dollar. And let's pull up this right here. And let's see. We're going to go to DXY. And it's finding a little bit of a bid here. It's only down 20 cents now. It's a little frustrating because it did pull back quite a bit for us. And it's starting to push again, the old mighty dollar. We want it to come down, but this is just looking like a flag, right? A very powerful flag. Now, it's overextended on the monthly big time. All right. So if I come over here, what I want to focus on today, as far as the dollar is concerned, do we make a new high? If we make a new high and we base above it, so give it about 30 minutes or so, and we base above it, then we could see 116, 117, so forth. All right, so the dollar's been very, very strong. I am short this via UDN. Okay, UDN. So I'm short. It's a starter position on shares, and the idea is that we could see the dollar pull back. And I'm basing this off of the monthly chart, as you can see. And I'd like to see it come back to this inside and up formation, or at least the EMA at around 104 at some point. Okay, so again, that's the dollar there. All right. All right. So I also went short cat. Excuse me. And this is what cat's what their chart looks like. It's pretty ugly. It's bouncing with the market this morning. Of course, it's up $2. What would I like to see? We need to go to a smaller time frame on this bounce. Um, let's see if we zoom in here. I'd like to see it stay under the edge. So see how it popped up into our edge and then pull back. I think if it starts to bid over 165.75, I'll get out of the position. Um, and that's what that goes for on the cat position. Okay. Far as SPY goes, same thing, guys. Looking at trimming on open because we got the 366 calls and we sold the 370s. Excuse me. So we're sitting in there really pretty right now, okay? And then on Friday, what I did was on the 30th is that I bought put butterflies, and those were way out of the money. And the reason why I did that is because just in case the market gets some kind of hair idea that it wants to capitulate this week, I calculated about $10 out of the money, put on a really inexpensive butterfly spread, and that's like my protection in case something happens. Because I am net long in the portfolio, I want to make sure that I'm positioned just in case something happens. The next thing is we have SPX butterfly that we put on yesterday. We'll be looking forward to that to see if we can get a really nice bounce. If we continue our bounce, we could see that get close to where we want it to be. Again, just a butterfly, and then XHB. I want to talk about that. That is a long term. I shouldn't say long term. It's only like 30 days. A short idea on XHB. You can see here it's probably flat. This one's kind of hard to read, but it'll probably bounce. When do I not want to be in the short? I think if we start to bid above $56, somewhere in that range, okay? Above 56. So we're okay for right now. This is what I'm looking for. And then on a higher time frame, I'd like to see it pull back to about 53, $52, okay? So let's get back over here. We'll get started on our day. This is going to be, pretty straightforward, folks. Let's get this ES going. For anyone that's watching that's brand new or you're just hanging out with us, the ES futures, you can still trade SPY and SPX off of this blueprint, although we do give charts for everything else. We don't necessarily need to watch all those other charts. You just need to understand the ratios. After quad witching, triple witching, things like that, your SPX ratios are off a little bit. As far as SPY to ES, it's 10 to 1. So for every 10 points in the ES, we're looking for $1 in the SPY. And as far as SPX is concerned, it's been running about 15 points difference. Okay. And this is the PMZ up here. What we would like to see for the bull side is for this to bid above the PMZ. For right now, this is going to be resistance until it's not. All right, just give it a few minutes, folks. See if we can come up and test this. If you want to be aggressive, you can try to short this with a 4.5 point stop. But I'm going to leave it alone. But basically, what we're waiting for is to see if it comes up here. For bulls, we need it to break above the PMZ. Bears, you don't want this to, you don't want price to break above here, is basically what I'm trying to say. Costco probably like my, already trimmed HD, by the way, guys. As far as Costco is concerned, I'm a little bummed. It was between Costco and HD for my trade of the week. And I picked HD, and Costco's up like I think 20 something dollars from where it was on Sunday. So a little frustrating to see that bad boy doing what it's doing, but happy for anyone that might be in it. So. And let's see. All right, there we go. There's your first tap of the PMZ. All right. If you start to see it roll, like I said, you could be a little aggressive there, but I don't really think, again, you can wait and be more patient, let it push here. And if it starts to roll over and then come back down, look to go short. The more aggressive trader tries to short right here. We'll kind of see what pans out here, okay? HD is now 44%, folks, from our initial entry. So that's looking good as well. And then we don't have our PMZ signals yet, but about 5 minutes in, we'll start getting our scanner right here to let me know what we can trade, just like we've been doing. Let's see, how much did I pay for the butterflies here? Okay, went ahead and trimmed. It's the small piece of the SPY calls here. Because we also don't want, both. We don't want both to go too deep in the money here because we still got another day here. Okay. ES future traders, what we're looking for, if we break out of here, looking for a 4 point stop and for see if we can get a nice move out of here. If not, if we roll over here, stops can go above here. I would rather try with the micros on a short than I would the ES just because I'm, leaning towards the bull side here for this move. So just keep that in mind. Uh, that was set at 0.75. Mistake on my part. Matter of fact, if we start to rip, I'll probably buy back the body of the butterfly, and then we'll be long the 366 calls and the 374 calls. And we'll see, like I said, what happens right here. Nice. We got yellow bars. We got black. Okay. Black dots. All right, guys. HD, we're up 66% here. Pull those stops up if you like. XHB, I'll be if this thing gets, gets to a point where it's running, I'm gonna short it, but we'll go back and add on. Sorry, add on to my short there. Tesla also doing really well for us as well, picking up those extra shares yesterday or the day before. All right, guys, so we're going red to green here. All right, looks like we broke above there. We'll see if we can hold though. Let's see, what's the PMZ low there? What's it reading? 3718. All right, guys, up 2 points. Bring those stops up. Do to break even if you want, or you can leave it at your 3718. That's up to you. You can also be locking in for a couple points right there. Okay, stops in. My stops are in the money, folks. And you'll probably hear me if I get stopped out. Okay. Should hear that in the background. Okay, stop there on the first. All right, coming over to HD, we're up 70%. Up $7, guys. Congratulations on that. That was wonderful. And let's see. All right, guys. So far, getting a couple points here. We need a little bit bigger push than that. Come on, folks. Get it together. Let's go. All right, nice push. Let's go. Folks, come on, right? All right, there's 4 points. Just one easy strategy. Keep us in the game. A lot of traders going to come in this morning say, I don't know how to buy this gap up. We got a strategy right here. It's working. Not only do we have the strategy overnight to make money, now you're making money from the PMZ, and that's how it's done. Now, if for some reason, all right, we get a topping wick and we start to break down underneath the PMZ, we got another shot for a quick short. As I would imagine, we would have a little bit of demand right in this area here. Let's go ahead and measure some fibs. So from pivot low into pivot high. Let's just keep running it up, man. I think it's time for DJ moment, folks. I really do. I think it's time. Let's go, baby. Let's see, where are we? Let's get some DJ music in here. You guys hate this, but you know what? I got to. Not Timber, not Bia Miller, not Rufus, not T.I., not the Corn song, not yet. And let's get over here to XHB. That's looking okay. Let's go, baby. Hey, Three Dog Trader, are you long out of the PMZ? Getting that little top and wick look. Good. Hopefully you guys are bringing up your stops. Just remember 23.6, 38.2. Don't get out. Unless we start to break or close under that, commit to the candle. I need to bring up my stops on HD. Matter of fact, I kind of was looking forward to trimming that, and then I get into DJ mode. All right, so there goes HD. Nice trade, folks. IWM trimmed at 50%. Good job. We're making the money. Starting to. It's about time, right? Not like it's been easy. All right, a little bit of a top and wick there. Lots of PMZs, okay? See all these green? See all this green? This lets me know that the market's bidding above a crucial area right now. Oil is not yet. Topping wick so far, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm most likely going to try my hand at a kind of a out of the money. It's only Tuesday. Out of the money butterfly with some profits here. On HD. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to do the 277, 280, 282. You guys are going to see that come in. Okay, so we'll put this here. And then let's get over here to spreads. And you guys should see this come in if I can get it filled. I don't know if I'll actually be able to get it filled, but we'll see. Let's see. There it goes. Boom. 25 cents for these guys. Okay, you guys can read the alert here. 277.5 by 280, 282. Okay, and you can see I paid 25 cents. This is what alerts look like when you have a service that's being 100% transparent. And you can see exactly what that looks like from my brokerage account. Okay, so we'll put that on right there. I'm going to move the allocation into what I call spreads so I don't have to look at it. I don't really like to monitor them too closely unless it's like SPY, you know. So, and let's see, we want to Adobe's up a little bit. Okay. And here we are about to break down below the PMZ. Let's see if we can, I might do a short here. Okay. We break down. Let's see if we hold below though. We got the inside and down, so let's take this for what it's worth. This is an inside and down formation. We have a topping wick. You want to be careful. We brought those stops up. We're out of the longs. But far as a Fibonacci standpoint, looking at the rally itself, all the way down here, and we were to come up to here, you know that we're above the 23.6. That's pretty straightforward. I actually wouldn't be concerned unless we broke down this lower white target that I'm going to put on here. So let's go ahead and go from here. Okay. So again, no concerns. The cloud's holding so far. Inside and down is our first thought that, hey, we want to be a little bit careful. We want to bring those stops up on our long positions just in case. Okay. All right. And let's find, where did my bot go? My music bot. Give me 1 second. It's hiding from me. Austin, did you move my music bot again? I think Austin gets mad at me when I play music. All right, depending on the close on here, I'm going to look at selling some credit spreads. All right, and I'm probably going to do that on the ES futures. And there's the close. Go ahead and try to, let's see if we can close under here and go short. Yep, there it goes. And we broke down. Let's see if we can get to 3708, 3704 and cover. Okay. And I'll let you know when I cover. Okay, stops are in. Start to cover. And you can hear I just covered. Okay, so that was a quick short. Okay. So not bad. Staying in the game. Good job, guys. Good job. I hope you're being smart. Three dog trader, were you being smart? Guys, I'm gonna jump off if you guys don't start answering me. I don't like talking to myself. Like I'm finished for the day. But oh man. All right, let's try some. Let's see. Rada HD besides the butterfly there. And let's see. All right, so it came into that little zone. What this is of the entire rally, this is a 38.2% area. Also, you can see we have some buy signals in this area, and we had some demand underneath this candle. So the first line that I gave you was underneath the candle. The second line was that Fibonacci. We put those together, and that's why we're getting that bounce there. We could have reversed this really quick, and that would have been fun. But right now, nothing to do. Let's check back over here. Sweet. Things are looking great. Cat's even coming down as well. XHB back up. And we're bidding off of this bullish channel here. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and double click on my PMZ signals. By the way, guys, our TOS indicators are available this week. They're coming up anyways. We should be ready. What's today? Tuesday? I would say Thursday they'll be available. There'll be a channel here in the room, if you want to purchase those. We've been selling TV for the last year. We held off on Thinkorswim for how long has it been since we sold Thinkorswim indicators? It's been over a year, I think. It's been a long time. Yeah, yeah, T79, it sure did. But you know what? I prefer the yellow, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, see how all this went red, guys? That means that the majority of stocks today on the most pivotal point that we make most of our money off of, it all went red. So that tells me, right? Just like the stock market, and it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. But if you're, not aware, basically what this is telling me is that all these stocks they pivoted up, kind of tried to make a new high here, and then boom, went under the most important range. But we're trying to be patient here. And you could see just like the last several weeks, we're just range bound on the open, and then towards the European close, we might get some sort of range. Yeah, you feel like the old guy in the room with TOS indicators. I hear you. Bye, baby. I love you. All right, we'll see you soon. Is there anything you need me to do after I get done slaying the market? Huh? I need to check on the forecast of the hurricane again, and then I'll figure out if I want to do that. But I'm gonna jump back on the roof because I think I had one more. Um, yeah, go to the one in Pensacola and see if you can pick us up a couple more. I don't think I need as many as I told you though. Maybe like four. Well, yeah, six might be fine then. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It's like having cable versus streaming. Yeah, TOS versus but look at that zone. Look at that reverse zone just like that, folks. Boom. Stay the course, baby. Stay the course. Nice close on HD, and then we rolled up with the butterfly. All right. Did anybody follow up on that butterfly with me? One thing that I forgot to look at was the reward. I did not look at it. Usually I do, but I did not. Let me go back here really quick. Hopefully you're doing okay, Benji. All right, gonna add a little bit more butterfly there on HD again. Again, I only paid 25 cents and I just added again down here. These are just meant to be fun. I'm only using like a very small portion of my profits here. Let's go over here. I'll just put a note in there. Just kind of put that there. Whoops. That goes here. All right, let's see what we have in the PMZ. Let's go to Google just really quick. I'm already finished with futures for right now. And I want to see, do I want to set up some OCO trades? This one's, the risk is only 41 cents. That's not bad, but I see a lot of resistance to the upside for right now. So I'm going to skip. Let's go to plug. Ooh, wait, is that plug that's up? Okay, here's ARC. Ugh, who likes ARC, right? All right, guys, if ARC fades, I'm going to go short. It's only 10 cents of risk. I'll make it 25 cents. Let's go. All right, guys. So whether or not this level will hold or not, we'll see if it starts to go bid here. Pay attention to your TTM squeeze down here. The next levels, for any reason, if we break down, I would expect to go bid at around the daily edge, around 36.97. If that doesn't hold and we break down below 91, I think 91 is kind of like my end all be all for today. All right. If we start to go ask under 36.90, then we head back to the PMZ down here at 72. Okay, and then we'll look to cover cat short and so forth. So, anyways, that concludes this morning's quick intro into the day. And so far, we've done exactly what we needed to do.